State capitals are seen as the headquarters of government in each U.S. state, but many of them across the nation aren't the largest cities within their state. Let's explore why this is and look at some examples. Last October, I did an episode exploring why some of the United States' capitals aren't the largest cities in their state. Some covered included Frankfort, Kentucky, Montpelier, Vermont, Juneau, Alaska, and Tallahassee, Florida. But there are many other capitals across the United States that are quite small. In this week's episode, we're going to talk about more of these communities. We'll identify them and explain their geographical histories on why they became their state capital. Before we begin, if you enjoy geography and earth science, you found the right channel. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, Our World, Our Planet, Our Home, to view more content. Let's get started. Physical geography plays a crucial part in where cities are established, with many being flat areas which are easier to build on, near bodies of water like oceans and lakes, and in locations free of natural disaster risk. The state of Missouri has two large cities, St. Louis and Kansas City, but its capital, Jefferson City, isn't even listed in the top 10 of cities associated with population. Jefferson City was chosen as Missouri's state capital in 1826, shifting from St. Charles, which was a state and prior territory's capital. The decision to make Jefferson City the capital was a political compromise. St. Louis and St. Charles were initially considered, but there was a desire to select a site that would not favor the interests of the more populated and developed eastern part of the state. Choosing a more central and less developed location helped balance regional interest. The Missouri River was a major transportation route during the early 19th century. Having the capital located on this river facilitated easier movement of goods and people, which was vital for the state's economy and governance. At the time, Jefferson City was relatively small, but its selection as the capital was partly based on the belief that it would grow and develop as the state did. Many thought that the presence of the state government would attract businesses, residents, and infrastructure development. However, this didn't happen through the 20th century, as the city never topped 50,000 residents. One modern infrastructural factor is that Jefferson City isn't located anywhere near interstate highways, as the closest one is I-70, nearly 30 miles away. Being that the US is very car-orientated, this likely hampered the development of the population of the city. Eastward of Missouri, Illinois is the sixth largest state in the nation with a population of 12.8 million. But Springfield, its capital, is the seventh largest city in the state with a little over 114,000 residents. In 1837, the Illinois General Assembly voted to move the state capital from Vandalia to Springfield. The decision was influenced by the effective lobbying efforts and the perceived advantages of Springfield's location. Springfield's central location within Illinois makes it a convenient and accessible site for residents across the state. This centralized location did spur growth and development in the city, but it never managed to become as big as Chicago. Still, Springfield attracted businesses, infrastructure, and population growth, further cementing its status as an important city in Illinois. In the upper Midwest, Michigan is home to Detroit, which was the nation's fourth largest city in 1950 and still is the state's largest city. But its capital, Lansing, is the sixth largest city in the state with almost 113,000 residents. Initially, Detroit was the Michigan territory and state capital from 1805 to 1847. When Michigan was looking to establish a permanent state capital in the mid-19th century, there was a desire to locate it in a more central part of the state. In 1847, the Michigan government passed a law to move the capital from Detroit to Lansing. At the time, Lansing was not much more than a small settlement, and it was seen as an actual joke to many. But the decision was based on its potential for growth and its central location. After the decision was made, Lansing did rapidly develop to accommodate the state government. The construction of government buildings and infrastructure attracted businesses and residents, leading to the city's growth, but it never achieved the population of Detroit or other notable Michigan cities. Washington State's largest city is Seattle, with a city population of 737,000 and a metropolitan area population of a little over 4 million. Olympia, the state capital located 60 miles south of Seattle, has a population of around 56,000 residents, making it the state's 23rd largest city. Olympia was an established trading post and had a growing economy based on its access to the Puget Sound. This economic potential made it an attractive choice for the capital, as it was expected to grow and develop further with the presence of the state government. But Seattle grew quicker and became Washington's largest city. While not centrally located in the state, Olympia's location was considered central within the populated areas of the Washington Territory at the time. It provided a reasonable compromise between the more densely populated regions in the north and the emerging communities in the south and the east. In addition, the choice of Olympia was also influenced by strategic considerations, including its defensible position and its distance from potential foreign threats, particularly from British territories to the north at the time. Following its designation as the capital, Olympia did grow, but today it still maintains a population more on par with a large town rather than a city. Oregon, south of Washington and also part of the Pacific Northwest, has Portland as its largest city and metropolitan area in the state. Salem, the state capital, isn't small, as it's Oregon's third largest city with nearly 176,000 residents, but still, it's not first or second. Salem was founded in 1842 and quickly became a significant settlement in the Oregon Territory. It was chosen as a territorial capital in 1851 due to its central location and accessibility, which made it a practical choice for governance and administration. When Oregon achieved statehood in 1859, there were debates about where the capital should be. Salem's established infrastructure and its existing status as a territorial capital played a significant role in its selection. The decision was solidified after a series of votes and legislative decisions. Once established, moving the capital can be a complex and costly process. Salem's early establishment as the capital allowed it to develop the necessary government buildings and infrastructure, making it practical to maintain it as a state capital over time. Today, Salem is regarded as both an important city and capital within Oregon. Nevada's largest city and metropolitan area, Las Vegas, is known to many as being an entertainment capital of gambling and partying. But small and isolated Carson City is Nevada's actual state capital. Carson City was founded in 1858 during the Utah Territory period and was named after Kit Carson, a famous frontiersman. Its establishment predates the statehood of Nevada, and it quickly became an important settlement in the region, due to the economic boom initially from mining activities. In addition, Carson City's location was central in the context of Nevada's geography and population centers at the time. It was accessible to the major mining regions and settlements, making it a practical choice for the capital. However, in the last century, the Las Vegas area has grown immensely, and today, the population center of Nevada is closer to Las Vegas than Reno, meaning that Carson City's location isn't too centralized nowadays. Still, Carson City's status as the capital will remain, as it would cost an immense amount of money to move Nevada's capital. Even though some state capitals are small compared to other cities in their state, they still are important governmentally, as they pretty much allow the whole state to function. There are more small state capitals that we will cover in a future episode. That concludes this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you would like to leave your feedback, please do so in the comment section below. And remember, subscribe to my channel, Our World, Our Planet, Our Home, to learn more about geography and earth science. Until next time!